Hello again from sunny Kamloops. We're the men in black. This is Lowell Ullrich of the Vancouver province. I'm Mike Beamish of the Vancouver Sun. Day 11 of Lions training camp. Days are beginning to drag a bit. Yesterday was the last of two-a-day practices. The Lions just had a walkthrough today, but they had some significant news, I guess. There's going to be some player movement, and 3 players have been released. Can you give us some information on those guys?
Well, I think the notable name for people on the lower mainland and perhaps more in the Okanagan would be that of young Stephen Doege, the defensive end formerly of the Okanagan Sun, but on the Lions special teams for the last couple of years, trying to find his way in a group where they're just right now, they started a training camp where there were 14 players on the roster. Doege gets the cut. I find that surprising, I think, in some ways. What about you?
I'm not that surprised, just simply because this is his 4th training camp. He was the Canadian Junior Defensive Player of the Year, and Lowell, you can remember a few years back there was a lot of hopes for him that he might be sort of the Andrew Harris equivalent on the defensive side of the ball. Player from junior football making a breakthrough and becoming a very, very solid pro. But he, as you mentioned, is being released. The Lions are keeping a player named Josh Brinkworth, who actually grew up in Elk Grove, California, but he classifies as a Canadian. And that's kind of the way it goes with Lions. A player has to show progress from year to year, and I don't think Stephen Doege did, and now there's an opportunity here for Josh Brinkworth. And there were a couple of other players released as well. Micah Hatfield, who from Oregon State, he was had a star-crossed career in college, and actually he showed very well here in the early days of camp. And Hatfield made an excellent play on the ball to the sidelines. He fell down, injured his leg. He's been injured. Now he's being cut, and a player that's replaced him is a young guy from San Diego State named Tim Vizzi, who's only been here a few days and already drawing semi-comparisons with Weston Dressler of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. What have you seen of Vizzi?
I would totally endorse that one. Hatfield, of course, was a guy that, you know, it kind of slips your mind for the simple fact that when that took place last week, you sort of knew that, you know, his days were numbered. But Vizzi is a real pleasant surprise on a team which, you know, you start to wonder, Mike, where are they going to try to hide and keep receivers on this team? It's really, I think anyone would see Brian Burnham has had an excellent camp, another young player. I start to wonder whether about Courtney Taylor, to be truthful. I really do, because Courtney, 31 years old. Here's Burnham, has caught everything in sight, and Vizzi, as you say too, gives them a little bit different kind of route running elements. So the Lions got some real interesting decisions, but they've made some already.
Yeah, and one added thing about Vizzi, he's also a kick and punt returner, and that always helps that versatility in the Canadian Football League. Anyway, that's it from here in Kamloops. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Lowell Ullrich of the Province. You can read him in the Province newspaper or at theprovince.com. And I'm Mike Beamish of the Vancouver Sun. And so long from Kamloops.